Welcome everybody to the Board of Commissioners for Washington County, February 6th, 2024. We appreciate you being in attendance. We have a lot of our county staff and those who present items on our agenda before us tonight. We'd also like to welcome the public who's come here to observe these proceedings. We will comment at the end of the meeting on how you can rewatch this meeting and for later comment. We appreciate those too who have reached out to us during the week, who know our cell phone numbers. I've given out mine, who want to ask me beforehand things about the agenda or what have you, and why it's here, or any other sundry items that the county deals with all the time. We would encourage you to go to our county website also to view the videos that we produce or the information that is there. And I believe that I got this wrong the last time. What is our Facebook page? How do they go to see the things that DTO puts out?
It's under the Washington County Facebook page.
Yeah, Washington County Facebook page. So I'm not a Facebooker because I don't like to proceed to look at things that are 80% false or 20% half true. So having said that, or the things that build one up that they aren't that cool.
That would explain your optimism and
He's very
joy in
optimistic.
life.
I get joy by saying I don't go to Facebook. All righty. Welcome anyway. We have to begin with our invocation by Laura Fairchild of the Baha'i Faith. Welcome again. Good to see you. And then following which, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance by Colonel Art Davis of the United States Air Force. Glad to have you both with us.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Laura.
much. Before I start, I do have a couple of flyers I'll put on the chair with the agendas for the Interfaith Harmony concert that's coming up next Saturday, the 17th, and multiple congregations and faiths will be performing in that choir concert.
Wonderful.
And the theme is All Are Welcome. So, oh my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal to them thy great purpose. May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor, and grant them strength to serve thee. O God, leave them not to themselves, but guide their steps by the light of thy knowledge, and cheer their hearts by thy love. Verily, thou art their helper and their Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Appreciate your message, and thanks for being part of the Interfaith Council. Please, Colonel.
Please all stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Colonel. Thank you for your service.
thank you.
Yes. Important to note that a resurgence, I attend a faith that believes in the Constitution and the United States government as duly founded by God upon this continent. And heading to Washington, D.C. next week to rally some causes on behalf of Washington County, I was encouraged in a particular church meeting that there the United States flag in Washington, D.C. was proudly up on the stand. Noticing last week that it was not in my local congregation up on the stand, I contacted the authority that could make that change, and they said, why not? So for whatever faith you might ascribe to, I think that would be a worthy cause to honor our country with that. Our consent agenda is the next item. It is a means of expediting the consideration of routine matters. If a commissioner requests the items be removed from the consent agenda, those items are placed at the beginning of the regular agenda. Other than request to remove items, a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda is not debatable.
Chairman, can I
Oh,
just
yes, I
interrupt? I'm
forgot.
so sorry.
We have, as soon as she says it to me, I forget. Thank you.
So we needed to update the resolution numbers on today's meeting. And if you could approve to update the resolutions to the new numbers as placed before you,
Okay?
I would appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we approve the consent agenda as follows. Item A, consideration of auditor approved claims for payment for January 17th, 2024 through February 6th, 2024. B, consideration of commission meeting minutes of January 16th, 2024. C, consideration of administrative adjustments for real property. D, consideration of administrative adjustments of personal property. E, consideration of amendment to agreement for jail construction projects. F, consideration of public safety radio agreement. G, consideration of resolution number R 2024-3248, which I think is the updated number. A resolution repealing resolution number R 2023-3233. And that is my motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd second that motion on the consent agenda.
Motion and a second, no division. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Our regular agenda items for consideration are the presentation we'd like to show you of our year-in review video. Adam, you want to speak to that?
Yeah, so, the president has a just riveting State of the Union address that he gives when he can stay awake for it. The governor has a State of the State address. The mayor will often give a State of the City address. But with three commissioners, what we're going to do, stand at the podium and each one of us take a third of a State of the County address. So last year we decided that we would try and make it somewhat more engaging as well and use modern technology to be able to show some of the things that we were talking about. And so we shot video of the State of the County and then covering the portions that we would have covered in a speech, but where we could actually go out to water projects and go out to things that we worked on. And so we've done that as well this year, and this is just a portion of the 2023 year in review video, as well as a state of where Washington County is now and what we're working on coming up to the future. So this is the first of one of many installments. I think is there 9 or 10 total? 10 total installments on this.
We did not have a luxury of makeup or coaching, so
We
forgive
don't all
us.
need makeup though.
Forgive us. Yeah, you don't.
Hi, we're your Washington County Commissioners. I'm Adam Snow,
And I'm Victor Iverson.
I'm Gil Almquist.
and we, like last year, wanted to return and report to the citizens of Washington County with what's going on around the county, what are the issues that we face, and the solutions that we're implementing on your behalf. Many people don't know what a county commissioner does. We have 3 different roles, one of those being the legislative role. We are the legislative body for the unincorporated parts of the county. That's everything that's outside city limits. We act kind of like a city council would within the city limits, where we pass ordinances, we have public hearings, we pass the legislative functions of the county.
Another role that we have is the role of executive. It's similar to what a mayor would be in a city. We work with our other elected county officials, which is our elected sheriff, Nate Brooksby, our elected county attorney, Eric Clark, our elected assessor, Tom Durant, our elected clerk auditor, Ryan Sullivan, our elected treasurer, David Whitehead, and our elected recorder, Gary Christensen. We work together in administering an executive portion of the county's duties.
We also have administrative duties, similar to a city manager. We supervise departments. We make sure budgets are in order. We help them to organize their staff. We play that administrative role simply to be the grease inside of all the gears. For example, often we are responsible for making sure that the roads are taken care of. There's other administrative things that we deal with beyond just our own internal capacity. We deal administratively with the federal, the state government, and of course other elected officials in the county. We appreciate this triple role that we play because it helps to broaden out our perspective and our ability to help others.
So over the next several videos that we're going to release, together those form a State of the County report back to the citizens, a returning report to you, the voters, on the issues that we face, the things that we've been doing, the solutions that we've been implementing, how we're working for you, a year-end wrap-up of 2023, as well as what we're looking to do and the solutions that we'll be implementing in 2024. feel like that should say to be continued.
To be continued, yes.
You know, when you're getting recorded, you never know what to do with your eyes when somebody else is talking.
Yeah, where do I look? What
Where
am
do I look?
Yeah.
All right,
We're
well,
so professional.
Good.
But
I am glad that we acknowledged our clerk auditor, Ryan Sullivan.
yes.
He came to watch the video with us, so, yes.
Nobody really knows this, but Victor actually received an an Oscar for
Yes.
your performance.
I should have brought
at
it
the
in here.
Capitol.
Yep.
We'll bring it in next time.
Best supporting commissioner, I think was.
Yeah, that's it. All righty, well, enough of that. We also have with us today, before we get launched into this, we have a former Washington County Commissioner, Dave Watts,
All right.
visiting with us. Thank you. Building on the shoulders, your shoulders. Appreciate that. All right, our next item is the new county building accolades. This is for me. I'm going to need Nicole's help, but when you build a building like this, it's more for function and for the opportunity to, as we explained earlier, bring so many departments and offices into one building for a one-stop shop for the citizens. We also, as was mentioned, somewhere between $210,000 or dollars per square foot, rather, not thousand, but dollars per square foot was what we paid for this building. But that gained some recognition, not only for the design and for the construction, but also all of the additions to, for example, tourism and the desert habitat, tortoise habitat downstairs, by those who observe. It's sensitive, yes. We didn't get an award for that, but anyway, we did get 2 awards. One from the AGEC, the Association of Engineers,
Associated General Contractors of Utah.
and the other one was from the Utah Contractors.
Utah Construction and Design. So
Construction.
they awarded us the Publisher's Choice Award. Utah Construction and Design did, and the Associated General Contractors awarded us on this building for the overall Building Industrial Division Project of the Year Award. And that's on this building as well as the parking structure.
I know Victor was there. Tell us a little bit about the first one you were at.
Well, I mean, it really is kind of an honor and it's an honor to our general contractor and design team that put this together. But yeah, we were right there. In fact, the St. George Temple remodel also received an award at the same banquet. But I just think it's very nice that after all this effort that went into this building, that it was recognized for its kind of addition to the community. So.
Well, and it is the Citizens Building, so
Yep.
everyone received that award. And I appreciate those who put so much time and effort into it. Watts Construction, Simpson Coulter, and all the subs. We've been able to let them know how we appreciate that association and what they did for us, and of course all the design work and every department, every office.
We really, Mr. Chairman, we really should have an award from the accountants, right, or from an auditor somewhere that would recognize that $205 a square foot in this day and age is a very cheap building to build. And so I don't know who would give that award, but much more than how it looks, because it's a beautiful building, the citizens should be proud of it, but they came in very cheap compared to other buildings in the county. I was talking to somebody just last week and they said, oh, it's really nice. It's a really nice building. It's pretty cheap. It's at $400 a square foot. And I choked for a second. I was like, you guys should hire Nicole. So our county administrator, Nicole Felshaw, was the project manager on the building and helped keep the costs very low by being diligent. So there should be an award for that. But
I really should.
And most people would say with that number, oh, well, where did you cut? What's not quality? Well, nowhere. We decided we'd go with not the best of everything that we could afford, but, you know, this isn't solid walnut without knots in it. This is a veneered walnuts or whatever the wood is. But the point is that we still wanted the best and have a building that would last for 60, 100 years. And that took some quality as well.
So anyone that wants to see those awards, we actually did put them down on the first floor right next to the display case that shows the groundbreaking and the video of building this project. So please take a look at it. But yeah, it's something we all can be proud of, I think.
So with that, thank you. That we hope you can take a look at those awards downstairs. Our next one, and he loves this spotlight, is a longevity award that we'd like to hand out to Todd Edwards for 15 years of service. He's worked up a speech. I don't think it's very long, but Todd, if you'll say a few things about that, and then we'll come down and present this to you.
I think I stay away from the microphone. I make it scream sometimes. So I just want to say that it's been a very enjoyable 15 years. I spent 20 years in private practice, and that wasn't quite as enjoyable as public service has been. So I appreciate the people I work with, appreciate your confidence in me and the ability to provide for my family. It's been a wonderful 15 years, and hopefully we'll have a few more left.
Yeah, I think we need to acknowledge that Todd is a great engineer. He's been our county engineer for a long time, and now he has assumed the position as our public works director as well, and still is wearing our county engineer hat at the same time, and just doing a great job. And we really rely on him. We rely on his expertise. I hear over and over out in the community, people that know Todd from the private sector who just comment on what a great engineer he is, and how much they trust his expertise. And so we just appreciate all your service, Todd. It's really great to work with you as well. So
Very good. Well, we'll come down and take a picture with you. Witness today, Scott will attest to this in our planning meeting, that when somebody says, oh no, this is the way it was, Todd can say, no, I've been here, that zone was there forever, or that bridge, or whatever. It's nice to have that private service as well as with us. Thank you.
we're hoping we can talk Todd into another 15 years. but
Yeah.
He's still thinking about it.
He's only 40, so.
Exactly. All righty, well, with that, our next item is consideration of the purchase request. Ray Boyer?
Okay, the first one I have here is for our building maintenance department. We hired a couple new employees in that department, and so we need a couple vehicles for them to travel to the different county facilities. So this purchase requisition is for two 2023 Ford F-150s for a total of $87,994. The next one, it's to Hurricane City Power to cut in three-phase vault for additional prison services, and this is gonna cost $13,263.73. Next one is for emergency services. Well, this is kind of a hybrid purchase requisition for emergency services and the sheriff's office for search and rescue. This is for a drone and all the accessories that go with it, batteries, cases, etc. On this, the east side team has a drone, and so we're modeling this one for the west side team. Oh, sorry, I forgot the cost. It's $14,267.18. The next one is for an enclosed trailer, an 8x5x18 for emergency services. This is grant covered, and it will become an Iron County asset for $17,450. The next one is a water cable barrier which includes the connecting pins. This is also grant covered and will become an Iron County asset and will and will be $14,188.15.
Can I just jump in here, Mr. Chairman? Just so the public knows that some of these, you say, wait, hold on, why is Washington County buying something for Iron County? Some of these services, especially with emergency services, are handled at a regional effort, and so the asset may go to Iron County, but those are all based here, and so that's why.
So
It's a
we
very
control-
simple explanation.
So Washington County controls the grant funds, and because we do that, they have to follow our procedures and our processes.
We're not just really generous to Iron County.
No. We're friends, but that's it.
Well, kind of.
Anyway, any other questions on the grant ones? Okay. The next few are for the fair. This first one is for, it's a roving show. It's stilt walkers and animal puppets, or I guess it's the same thing. Anyway, this goes for the full 8 days of the fair, and it's $12,000. The next one is a strolling percussion hype crew. This also goes for the full length 8 days of the fair for $15,600. Oh, sorry, can I go back? So the stilt walkers is 3 roving 30-minute shows of 2 stilt walkers per day. And then the percussion is 6 20-minute strolling pop-up performances per day. Well, that includes their lodging as well. And then the next few are for tourism. This first one is for immediate asset purchase for the updated golf guide. This includes 55 images, and it costs $10,000. The next one is for golf documentary production fees. This is $15,998. The next one is search engine optimization. This is a blanket PO for 2024. This is for $48,000. The next one is public relations services, January through March of 2024 for $35,000. Next one is a full-page ad in the 2024 Utah International Guide for $16,000. This next one is for our IT department. This is for the cybersecurity for Washington County. It's for $23,770.29. The next couple are for the roads department. This first one is for 1-inch road base to the central Dixie Deer area for $33,606.08. This next one's a little different. It's 1-inch road base for the Vail area, 500 North area in Vail. This project spanned the 2 different years, so cleanup for 2023 is $14,667.68. For 2024, the budget amount is $8,868.48 for a total of $23,536.16. This next one is also a little bit different. So we're basically trading in a vehicle for emergency services and buying a vehicle. So the purchase price of the new 2023 Ford F-250 is $80,398. But the emergency services grant will cover $50,000 of that. And then the trade-in is $30,500, which is more than the remaining cost after the $50,000. So we actually wind up with a $102 credit.
Spend wisely.
Yeah. The next one is for the sheriff's office. This is for 2 2024 Toyota RAV4 hybrids for $63,454. For the sheriff's office again, this is for a 2020 Escape hybrid, trading in 2 old 2016 Ford Explorers. I'm gonna go back. The hybrid is for $26,599. The trade-ins for the 2 old Ford Explorers is $12,000, and we have a remaining credit with the dealership for $14,599, which brings our total to 0. The next one, we are purchasing 5 Ford F-150s, trading in 5 Ford F-150s The new ones are $56,000 each, the trade-ins are $55,000 each, and we have a remaining credit with the dealership for $5,000, which again brings our cost to zero. The next one is for the noxious weeds department. This is for noxious weeds supplies. That should last us a while. He got wind that the cost of the supplies and chemicals were gonna be going up, so he jumped on the chance, bought a whole bunch of it. So hopefully this will get us through the next year. This is for $24,035.30. And unless there's any questions at all.
Great, thank you. Seems like Commissioner Snow that I feel like we should comment on all of these purchases almost to explain to the public, but those that were generated out of the tourism department, which were related to marketing, I just want everyone to understand those are funds that we receive from those who are tourists here, and they are part of our TRT revenues that
Transient room tax.
transient room taxes, which are not generated normally by a citizen unless you are flooded out of your house and stay in a hotel. But those are the people that visit here and stay in a hotel, and by requirement, a certain amount of that money has to be paid on advertising. So if you're questioning the marketing portion to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars, that's why. Look for a motion.
Very good. And just add to that that all items have previously been budgeted. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the purchase requests as have been presented.
I'll second the motion.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Item 5, consideration of ordinance number 2024-1249-0, an ordinance revising the environmental mitigation impact fee for the Washington County Habitat Conservation Plan. Cameron,
I see Cameron's on the agenda, but I can speak to this one, Mr. Chairman, if that's okay.
like to have you.
So back in 1990, Congress designated the Mojave Desert tortoise as an endangered species. That designation brought all development to a screeching halt in this county. This won't be news to you, commissioners, but for the benefit of the public, back then our county and several local partners entered into what's called a habitat conservation plan, which basically allowed development to continue in this county, but in return, the Red Cliffs Desert Preserve was established as part of that. And to fund that preserve, so as part of that we have biologists who help with tortoise preservation and so on. To fund that plan, the county and several participating municipalities enacted an impact fee to fund that plan. And the ordinance that you have before you, so that's already on the books. This ordinance, it's part of, we look at ordinances from time to time as the county attorney's office, and this one we thought could be updated, and we wanted to make it a little bit more uniform with other jurisdictions in the county, and so that's what this does, is make it uniform with other participating municipalities. So you'll see that it establishes the fee, it sets periodic sunset and reauthorization dates, and that's what you have before you.
Reading through it as a clarification on items and bring the others up to date. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Great work.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve ordinance number 2024-1249-0, an ordinance revising the environmental mitigation impact fee for the Washington County Habitat Conservation Plan, with the note as well that, as Devin said, that without this habitat conservation plan, anybody who's moved here in the last couple of years would not be here, because there would be no growth in this county. It would have come to a screeching halt, as it did, and this is what has allowed Washington County to continue to grow. And so, being one of the fastest growing counties over the last couple decades, it's in thanks to this plan, most of which the public has no idea about, but Cameron has a little bit of a tough job managing the tortoise and growth.
And I just, one point of clarification, this doesn't change any of the practice that we have. It was just, it became aware that this is done through an interlocal agreement with our cities, and we would want to standardize kind of the resolution and ordinance language across the municipalities as well as the county, right?
That's correct. No change in practice. It's really just to update our code.
Well, very good. Well, with that, Mr. Chairman, I would like to second that motion that's been made.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Item number 6, consideration of resolution number R 2024-3249, a resolution approving the Council of Governments recommendations. Todd?
So this one's for the December 19th, 2023 meeting. We made one recommendation to you, would ask for your approval of. It was unanimously passed that Hurricane City would receive $114,000 for the right-of-way for 300 West Street. And so that's our recommendation to you for ratification.
Very good. Well, just for the public's information, this is willing seller, willing buyer, obviously.
Yes,
With the
yes.
city needing this property to make changes and widen of that road. So, Mr. Chairman, with that, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt Resolution R-2024-3243, a resolution approving the Council of Governments recommendations, as been explained by our county engineer, Todd Edwards.
I have 3249.
Okay.
The resolution says one, the agenda says another. I don't know if that,
Yeah, let's make note of that.
Whichever resolution it is, that's the motion.
Mine says 3243, but I don't know
You
if
have
that's...
43?
That's what mine shows, but...
You have
well, the
49?
agenda has 49, the resolution says 43.
I use the number that's on the agenda, because that's the correct
Okay,
number.
Okay.
so 49.
3249.
And I'll second the motion.
Motion and a second. Thank you for the presentation, Todd. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. I voted aye. Number 7, consideration of resolution number 2024-3250, a resolution approving the Council of Governments recommendations.
This was for the next meeting, one held on January 16th of 2024. This was a little bit busier agenda. Each year we have to approve a master priority list so that we know what corridors will be eligible for funding to acquire right away. That's the first item was that you would approve that master priority corridor preservation projects list. Second one was Hurricane City requested $125,000 for the 2300 South corridor. Washington County requested $100,000 for the Sand Cove Road corridor. Washington County also requested another $100,000 for the Gunlock Road corridor. Washington County, Washington City, and Hurricane City in conjunction requested $325,000 for the Purgatory Road corridor. And Washington County requested $200,000 for the Sheep Ridge Road corridor. They were all unanimously recommended, and we ask for your approval.
Chairman, I'll move that we approve resolution R 3250, approving the Council of Governments recommendations. Again, as Commissioner Iverson said, these are all, this is how we plan for transportation around the county, working with cities and in some places the unincorporated parts of the county, which would be us then, on how we build roads and plan for roads that we may not develop for a little while, but it's much cheaper to buy the rights of way early on when there's nothing else around than when you've got to buy up homes and knock them down to put in roads and things like that. You can ask Phoenix how that goes, because they've spent a lot of money doing that. Anyway, that's what all these things are. If you look why we're spending a fair amount of money, the second one, there's a lot of right-of-way being bought on those 6 items there, but that's what this is.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Motion and a second for item number 7. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I voted aye. Commissioner.
Thank you.
Number 8. Thank you, Todd. Consideration of resolution number R 2024-3251, a resolution approving an interlocal cooperation agreement between Washington County, Utah, and the State of Utah, Department of Natural Resources, Division of State Parks, in which the Division of State Parks agrees to provide support to county in hosting the Ironman 70.3 North American Championship in St. George, Utah, May 4th, 2024. Chad.
Yeah, this is a resolution for an interlocal agreement between the state of Utah, Washington County for the 2 state parks that bookend the Washington County North American Championship in May 4th of 2024. You know, with Sand Hollow State Park and Snow Canyon State Park where we expect over 2,000 athletes to compete on May 4th. This allows us to be able to use both of those parks that are free for the spectators, for the athletes as they can practice the week prior to, and it gives us the ability to have the most, well, if you know, last week we were just rated the third most recommended race in the 70.3 circuit globally.
Oh,
So
really?
because of these two state parks that book in this race. So this is the third most recommended race in the world.
Who was 1 and 2?
Michigan and I can't remember the other one.
Bull crap. There's no way anything in Michigan is better than here.
So-
I call foul.
Yeah. So it was, Michigan and Oregon and us were the top three.
Yeah.
So-
Oregon is nice. Michigan's a pit.
Yeah, but with the use of these two state parks, it's tough to beat these views for that athlete and spectator
Yes.
experience. So, and this is an agreement between those two for use of those facilities.
Well, thank you, and our state parks have been great partners on this, so
They're
thank you very
awesome.
much. Look for a motion.
You know, with PGA and Horizon Film coming into town, it's almost like, are we still doing the Ironman?
We're expecting 2,000 athletes May 4th, so
All
we're
right,
doing it.
well,
Yeah, we're okay.
So,
Very good. Well, with that, I will enthusiastically make this motion. Well, I will make this motion with all seriousness that we adopt resolution R-2024-3245 or 3251. I'm all mixed up here. 51, a resolution approving an interlocal cooperation agreement between Washington County, Utah County, and the State of Utah Department of Natural Resources Division of State Parks, DSP, in which DSP agrees to provide support to county in hosting the Ironman 70.3 North American Championship in St. George, Utah, May 4th, 2024.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item number 9, consideration of resolution number R-2024-3252, a resolution appropriating expenditures of funds collected as Washington County share of the Recreation, Arts, and Park sales tax. Nicole.
Thank you, Chairman. So 50% of funds generated by the 0.1% sales and use tax has been designated for support of cultural activities. And the county established a RAP advisory board to oversee the process of reviewing applications for funding and making recommendations to the county commission for approval of disbursements of these funds. So we had about 40 applications this year that were submitted, and the RAP board provided recommendations that have been reviewed. And I have had discussions with each of you individually to try to gain a sense of just the value that is given to the community compared to, the value that we're giving into these programs. So before you today are recommendations based on the benefit the programs bring to the broader community.
Thank you. It's important to note that we've been doing this for, I guess 10 years. And the very first list I remember as a city council member had about 10 organizations on it. So this is an amazing outpouring of success for these many organizations that rely on this. Even though this isn't a form of public comment, but in respect, Dave, your thoughts?
Thank you. Well, it is an interesting committee to serve on. We'd like to thank Ray and Sarah for all of their help and assistance in helping us keep the numbers straight.
Okay,
Chairman Allen had to leave for a 5 o'clock meeting, so I'm filling in for him.
great.
I'll be chairman next year if it's renewed.
Yes,
It's on the ballot coming this November to renew the tax.
I would hope you'd communicate to every single one of these organizations that however they want to fund themselves in the future might be determined about how they approach the RAP. So we can't endorse it, but we can certainly say this has been a valuable program. So thank you, Dave. For
Well, and I
representing.
really appreciate your work, Dave, and
Yeah.
we have a great committee. I was first involved in putting it together kind of from the very beginning, the bylaws and processes and everything that had to be established, and just the seriousness and just the expertise that each one of you bring. It's a great a great group.
How can you not love a committee where you're just kind of giving money out? And helping these organizations, many of them are fledgling to get started,
Yeah.
to appeal to the artistic needs and desires and interests of the county.
Yep.
Well, in witnessing last night, one of the recipients of some of this money and others, people have been generous. I was able to view someone who was probably about maybe 3 or 4 years old in the production, all the way up to somebody who's probably about 70. So it's a thing for our youth and as well as adults to enjoy this form of art, whether performing or visual. Very nice.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you so
Dave.
much. Appreciate that.
With that, Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we approve Resolution R 2024-3252, a resolution appropriating expenditures of funds collected as Washington County's share of the Recreation Arts and Parks sales tax.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Okay, item number 10, consideration of resolution number R 2024-3253, a resolution approving a complete reduction of past property taxes for a parcel of land in the Red Cliffs Desert Reserve. Devin.
So Commissioners, this is another item on the Desert Reserve. This is a property that the federal government had committed to buy out of the reserve many years ago, and that obviously hasn't happened yet. But the property owner has made a request that the property taxes, given that it's in the reserve, that the county reduce the property taxes to zero for that property as this property owner continues to wait. So that's the resolution that you have before you.
Yeah, this is something standard that we've done as we've worked on making the inn holders whole inside of the reserve. And so, or the federal government to make them whole. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt Resolution R-2024-3253, a resolution approving a complete reduction in past property tax for a parcel located in the Red Cliffs Desert Reserve.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item number 11, consideration of resolution number R 2024-3254, a resolution approving a transit and mobility study of SR 9 near Zion National Park.
Yes, me again, Commissioners. Happy to talk about this resolution. This is a project that it's an exciting one. Heath Hansen here has been working on it along with you, Commissioners. As traffic and visitation in Zion National Park have continued to increase, it's created some congestion issues and challenges in the park, as you well know. And tourism and visitation to the park is a crucial part of the economy here in Washington County. And so, wanting to be good partners, the county has looked into helping with a traffic study that would look at SR 9 around Zion National Park. The idea is to improve mobility, keep allowing people to come and visit the park. There's a traffic consultant called Nelson Nygaard that has been identified that is qualified. They do work in this area. And there are also funding partners who have committed to help pay for the cost of this study. So right now, UDOT, Kane County, Zion River Project, Utah Sports Commission, and obviously from tourism tax revenue from Washington County, those are all funding sources that would pay for the cost of this study. But the idea is to increase mobility and help visitation and help the visitor experience at Zion National Park. And so that's what you have before you is a resolution to approve a proposal from this traffic engineer.
Well,
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we approve this. Anybody who's tried to go to Zion anytime recently is, there's some really, really good days to go to Zion, and then there's some times that it's a little tough to get to Zion because it's really crowded and trying to find parking in and around is difficult. And so this study is helping to streamline and as Devin just outlined, all the traffic issues that we have going around there and how we can move people better. So what did you say earlier, Commissioner Iverson? I enthusiastically move that we approve Resolution R 2024-3254, approving a transit and mobility study of SR 9 near Zion National Park.
And I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Yeah, most everything we do of this magnitude requires studies in advance. So we just don't go out blindly and guess. That's why we pay for these things, so we are guided by them,
I
so.
thought you were going to say everything we do requires enthusiasm.
Yes, that is also, and I think there was a section in this study about enthusiasm. You named it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, having said that, item 12, consideration of resolution number R 2024-3255, a resolution approving a funding agreement with Kane County for sharing the cost of a traffic study of SR 9 and Zion National Park. Deb.
This is related to the item you just passed, Commissioners. This is the funding that Kane County has committed to provide. This is a simple agreement where they would provide funding, and the actual amount is $62,725 to the amount of that study. They obviously have an interest on the east side of Zion, but the same challenges at play for them. They would love to see congestion and mobility. They'd love to address those issues, and so that's their interest here, Commissioners.
Well, and I don't know if we mentioned it before, but this is a partnership between Kane County, Washington County, and UDOT. So all three agencies or county governments and the state agency is contributing. So I'm glad that we were able to build that partnership. It takes a little time to talk people through. But with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt resolution R-2024-3255, a resolution approving a funding agreement with Kane County for the sharing of costs of a traffic study of SR 9 and Zion National Park. And I do that enthusiastically.
I'll second it normally.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Pass it. Item 13, consideration of resolution number R 2024-3256, a resolution appointing board members to the Washington County Planning Commission. I'm very excited. Scott.
Thank you, Commissioners. Yes, the Planning Commission, very important board that helps with the managing the growth and overseeing all the development and building that happens in Washington County. Right now, it's a 7-member board. We had 3 members that their terms were up, and we've reappointed Brandon Anderson and Bradley Gaston, and we are recommending Keith Kelch as the newest member of the Planning Commission, and he's here. If you don't know him and would like to introduce him, Todd Jones, who's been on the Planning Commission for a couple of years, been an excellent member of the Planning Commission. He, for his job, he is out of town a lot and felt that it would be best if he stepped down and allowed someone else to serve. So we also want to thank Todd for all his hard work and countless hours put into helping the county get to where we are.
Yes, I saw Todd last week. Even though we're sad to see him go, I understood and thanked him for that as well. So if we meet him, please do. We appreciate that, and with that in mind, Keith also prepared a speech. Please come up and stand with Scott there and just tell us a little bit about your background. And I've known you for a lot of years, so.
Started off in education, helped open up Tuacahn back in the day, was the first English teacher out there, went to Dixie State, was in administration for Dixie State for quite some time. Somebody moved my cheese. I went into the nonprofit sector for quite some time, for about 4 years in affordable housing. Did that for about 4 years. Had a lot of awards, built 63 homes under budget in 3 years. So I have a lot of experience with affordable housing. And now since 2008, after that crash, I've been on my own. I've been a builder the whole time, wrote several books. I'm the founder of the Local Commonwealth, which is a very innovative way of networking. We have our first chapter here in St. George called the Dixie Business Network. I'm also involved in quite a lot of things locally here, which I'll share with you over time. But I have a lot of hope and vision, and we know that people perish for lack of vision. So that's why I'm here. So.
Oh, very good.
Good to have you. Thank you. I should note that these terms expire on the December 31st of 2027. It'll go fast. It does. All right, so thank you, Scott.
Yes.
Need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve Resolution R 2024-3256, appointing board members to the Washington County Planning Commission, namely Brandon Anderson, Bradley Gaston, and Keith Kelch, with terms expiring December 31st, 2027.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, our next item is 14, consideration of resolution number R 2024-3257, a resolution appointing board members to the Administrative Control Board for the Solid Waste Special Service District Number 1, Robin Smith, Jack Burns, Todd Sands, Dave Pond, expiring in December 31st, 2027.
Well, Mr. Chairman, it's that time of year when we are reappointing a lot of people, filling positions on boards.
Yep.
The solid waste district, of course, is the landfill and all things around that. Our communities have assigned members, and so each one of the people that we're going to nominate today or place on that board have been nominated by their various communities. And so with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt resolution R-2024-3257, a resolution appointing board members to the Administrative Control Board of the Solid Waste Special Service District, being Robin Smith from the town of Rockville, Jack Burns from the town of Springdale, Todd Sands from the town of Tokerville, city of Tokerville, and Dave Pond from the city of Santa Clara. And that's my motion, with their term ending on December 31st, 2027.
And I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thanks for those who are here and serving. Item number 15, consideration of resolution number R 2024-3258, a resolution appointing members to the Diamond Valley Fire Special Service District Administrative Control Board as follows: Brad Cox, Sandra Cox, James Hanson, expiring 12/31/2027.
Looks like I have that one as well, Commissioners. That's the resolution before you. The County Commission is the appointing body for this Fire Special Service District. These three applicants, I know Brad Cox. He's a former DEA agent. He's a good guy. These are the names that have been recommended to fill those three expiring positions.
I would like to note that Brad and Sandra Cox are not related. It's just coincidental on the last name there, so we're not appointing a husband and wife to take over control. But I will move that we approve resolution R 2024-3258, appointing members to the Diamond Valley Fire Special Service District Administrative Control Board, namely Brad Cox, Sandra Cox, James Hanson, with terms expiring December 31st, 2027.
Very good.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion and a second on item 15. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. These meetings, as I mentioned earlier, are rebroadcast on TDS cable channels 22 and 108 at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5:30 p.m. They're also available on demand at youtube.com/community education channel. And we look forward to our next meeting. With that, our meeting is adjourned.